Hi everyone, this is Lisa Cronin for It's the Little Things in Card Making. Um, Yesterday I posted a video about masking, and I don't know if you were able to tell, but I really wasn't happy with the result that I got. And it bothered me because I thought I had pretty good control over the quill pen. Um, and I started thinking, what did I do wrong? I did something wrong. And then I started thinking about my surface. I started thinking about the tracing paper I used. And and then I realized what I did wrong. Um, and I'm going to redo that, not redo the video, but I'm going to do another video properly. Now, originally, I think it was my first video, I said that I'm using a soft surface. It's a thick cardboard as my platform to do my foiling. And yes, this is great if you want to do certain kinds of foiling. But it's not necessarily good when you're doing all kinds of foiling, and that's the variable. Well, the variable are a few things. What they are is what you're using to to either stencil, or what kind of paper you're using, or what kind of platform you're using. They're all going to give you different results. And yesterday, when I had done the bumblebee hive, I I was just so unhappy with the result, and I couldn't understand why. Like, why does this look so odd? And it bothered me. And I started to think, because that's me, I'm a thinker. And I said, it probably was the cardboard. And with the cardboard, if you use it a few times, it kind of leaves the impression. So if I go over that impression with another foil project, that impression is going to make it difficult to have a smooth line. So I decided, okay, I'm going to do exactly the same thing I did yesterday, but with a different surface. So I have everything here, all the same products, and now I have one of my shims from my Big Shot. So I'm going to use this surface today, and I'm going to see if this makes a difference. I think it will. And I just wanted to correct myself. If I give any opinions, they're always my personal opinions. They're not from someone else. I started this website because I wanted to share what I knew, how I think about things, and to be helpful and supportive and encouraging and inspiring. So I don't want to give any information that isn't going to work. I want to give the most honest information about a product, about a technique. This way, not only will you watch my channel and like me, but you'll get the most out of what you're doing. And you won't be wasting your time. You won't be wasting your products or supplies. I don't know everything. God knows I don't know everything. But I try to practice and see what's best with every product that I use. So being that these quill pens are new and I was so excited about them, I wanted to see how we can get the absolute best result. And that's why I've been playing for about a week with these pens. So anyway, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. So this was yesterday. I stamped the image. I foiled the image. I did my little tracing paper and hinge. So I don't know. Can you tell I'm a little upset? Okay. So now we're going to do the same thing. And I'm going to use exactly the same things. I'm even going to use exactly the same foils. Remember this foil? Remember I made the circle down here? So I'm going to use exactly the same foil, exactly the same tracing paper, exactly the same 65-pound Nina Solar White, and exactly the same stamp. And the ink I didn't mention yesterday was Memento ink. So I am going to do exactly what I did yesterday, only this time I'm going to use a different platform. So we're going to start by making a little hinge on our Nina Solar White. And I'm going to hinge the whole thing. I'm not just going to hinge the pieces. I'm going to hinge the whole thing because I don't want this paper moving at all. So I'm going to put right to the edge. I'm going to put my tape over pretty much the whole thing. I'm going to bend it over the side. And I'm going to kind of burnish it because when it goes up and down, I want it to stay in the same spot. Okay, so now I'm going to ink. My pen's been heating up, so I know that's going to work well. And I think what I'm going to do this time too is I'm going to stamp off one time. This way, and I'm going to use a piece of scrap paper. Okay. This time, it will be a lighter impression. And I'm going to do something else. As I said, this is about masking. It's about using the pen to do masking. And as I was working the video yesterday, I was a little nervous because I was talking as I was creating, and I'm not used to doing that. So I kind of was trying to pay real strong attention to what I was masking. And today I said, you know, there's an easier way to do this. So what I did was I took a Sharpie pen, and I'm going to go over my paper where I need to do my masking. So that the line is there, I don't have to wait as I'm doing this video and try to figure out where the lines are, because we know we're going to go through those flags. And I think it will be easier. I think it will be easy for everybody, to tell you the truth. So this line goes this way. And of course I used a different pen, a different color pen, so that I can see exactly where I need to go. So I'm just going over those flags because I am trying to omit them from the image. And I think it will make it easier for me to make the changes that I need to make with this image. And I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Am I missing anything else? Let me go right here. Okay. So now I'm going to put the same foil in my little hinge, and I'm going to tape it down so it doesn't move. And now I'm going to start foiling, and let's see what kind of a result we're going to get. So I'm going to talk as I'm doing this, but as I said before, there's always a variable with products and techniques. Sometimes we feel that we're not getting a good result because the product doesn't work the way the company says it's going to work. You know, there's something to be said about playing. I think it's so important to play with your supplies, to play with different, about using different techniques for different results. And it's so important to know what your supplies can do, because some of them, this is an expensive habit. It's a habit, but it's a hobby, but it's still a habit. And you want to make sure that you get the most for your money. And I think it's really important to get the most out of every supply you have. So I'm going over, and I don't have to think as hard as yesterday because I have those red marks, and that's telling me where I have to go. So I think it just makes it a little easier. I still have to concentrate. I still have to remember where I've been and where I have to go. And am I going to omit this circle? No. I am going to make my circle. And let's see if we get a better result. Okay. Oh, missed a spot. Let's choose the second one down. So it's right about here. Okay. So this is using a harder platform, and you can tell that it's much, much better. And this is yesterday using a softer platform. And it's kind of wonky. And I used all the same things except what I was foiling on. And I think it's important to remember that there's always going to be a variable. There's always going to be something that will work better with something else. And that's why it's so important to play with your supplies. And I wanted to do this video. It really bothered me all night long. I was like, I have good control of the pen. I don't understand why it came out so lousy. And, you know, racking my brain, and I said, that's the variable. It's the surface I was working on. Now, would I use that cardboard again? Absolutely. But not necessarily to trace an image like this. To do the dots that I did on the card, absolutely I would use it. Would I use it for anything else? I'm not sure. You know, it's a new product. It's something that I'm just starting to work with. You have to play. You have to see what works for you. I have another video coming out today, but I wanted to get this one out because I thought it was really important that if I say something and then you try to do what I say and you don't get a good result and I'm wrong, I'm going to tell you I'm wrong. So always try to remember that there's a variable with whatever you do. Could it be the way that, you're using the ink? Is there a better way to use the ink? What kind of cardstock you're using? What kind of foil you're using? There's so many variables to every project and every tool. So try to be mindful of that, because you can get a result like this, or you can get a result like this. Which result would you rather have? I like this one. Well, wanted to get that out there. I really felt bad about it. I want to be someone that you can count on for information, techniques, advice. I don't want to tell you something that's wrong. So when there's a variable with something, I will try to think about what that variable is, and then give you that information as well. So thank you for watching. I really hope that this was helpful. I apologize again for speaking too soon. No excuses here. Just, I knew what I knew at the time, and now I know something else. So I'm putting that out forward. Well, thank you for watching and for understanding, and I'll be back with another video sometime today. Until then, have a blessed day. Bye now.